The mysteriousness of Taurus. Some special attraction comes from this sign. There is something about it that makes you wonder. Why exactly Taurus is often associated with loneliness? Why are they so prone to solitude and inner reflection? It's no accident. In fact, in this mystery, hidden all the strength and uniqueness of the Taurus, his character, his desire to be in harmony with himself. Maybe loneliness for them is not so much a choice as a necessity. The question remains open. However, we can say for sure that it is the inner sense of peace, a kind of peace in the storm. This is what Taurus needs most of all. Sometimes, to feel this balance, they withdraw into themselves. And this is not a weakness at all. On the contrary, it's a way to regain their strength, to understand their essence. The purpose of this article is to analyze why Tauruses so often seek solitude. What astrological aspects influence their inner world? And what did Vanga think about Taurus? Let's try to uncover these questions and understand why loneliness is not just a peculiarity, but an important part of Taurus life. Taurus are people immersed in themselves. Taurus are people of the earth element. Earth means thoroughness, stability, solidity. Imagine a mountain that has stood for centuries, unperturbed, defying storms and time. That's Taurus. They seek stability in everything, in relationships and in life. They strive for everything around them to be reliable, proven by time and experience. Balance is important to them. They cannot live in chaos. If the world around them begins to disintegrate or change its forms, Tauruses withdraw into themselves. Why? Because it's important for a Taurus to be certain of their future. And in moments of uncertainty, they return to themselves, to their thoughts, feelings, inner beliefs. Loneliness becomes a kind of path. It's not an escape from people. It's a way to seek answers within themselves. Sometimes Taurus intuitively realize that only in solitude they can find the very harmony that is so necessary for their psycho-emotional balance. Solitude is not a rejection of the world, it is a way to restore inner wholeness. Venus influence. She is the patroness of Taurus, the goddess of love and beauty. But what does Venus actually give to her ward? She influences Taurus on the deepest levels. Taurus values not only physical beauty, but also harmony in relationships, real emotional intimacy. This is their weakness. They are afraid that by opening their soul, they may be deceived. Their feelings are vulnerable, and they cannot afford to give in to this risk. So to keep their emotions safe, they often withdraw from the world, shutting themselves away. And solitude for Taurus becomes not only a defense, but also a way to guard their soul. They feel that only in solitude can be truly themselves, without external pressure, without fear of being misunderstood. And when those around them begin to impose their point of view, when there is too much noise and bustle in the world, Tauruses go into the shadows to clear themselves of all these influences and return to themselves, to restore their true essence. Venus influence, love of solitude. Venus. This planet doesn't just rule love and beauty, it's like magnets for Taurus. Venus is not only about beautiful romantic experiences and sensual pleasures, but also about the pursuit of harmony. Taurus, under her influence, seeks this harmony in every corner of the world, in relationships, in the environment, in their own feelings. But here's the paradox, their perfect harmony can only be found in solitude. Why? Venus gives Taurus a subtle sensitivity, and they feel every disturbance of harmony. Imagine being in a noisy, crowded place where sounds, smells, and emotions blend together into a mess. This is painful for Taurus, their nervous system cannot withstand such an onslaught. For them it is important that silence reigned around, that every detail of their world was in its place, whether it is the interior, music or even just a glimpse of the sunset. To experience true beauty, Tauruses need space. A space where they can retreat to and immerse themselves in their meditations. That's not to say that Tauruses don't love people. On the contrary, their love for their loved ones is sincere and deep. But something in their soul requires a pause. A need for self-recovery. Solitude is not an escape from the world, but a way to find the strength to go out into the world again, but already with new, bright sensations. Tauruses create harmony when they can be alone with themselves, when no one interferes with them finding their interstellar harmony. This could be a walk through a quiet forest, time spent in the garden, or even an evening spent in a secluded room with just them and their own thoughts. For Taurus, solitude is not loneliness, but a return to themselves. And it's a path to self-expression. A path where they can reveal themselves to the world in their purest and most beautiful form. And, of course, they appreciate the beauty of nature, its grandeur, its tranquility and peace. For them, every walk among the greenery is an opportunity to be at one with the world, to feel their connection with the earth, and therefore with themselves. Tauruses appreciate moments of silence, moments of peace, because only in these moments can they truly feel that their world is perfect. Venus, as the planet of beauty, doesn't give Taurus easy paths. She encourages them to seek not just comfort, but perfect harmony, unattainable in a noisy and restless society. Taurus, retreating from the outside world, build for themselves their oases, places where they can be truly happy. And in this seclusion they find the very harmony that they are so eager to preserve in their lives. Practicality and selectivity in relationships. Tauruses are never in a hurry. They slowly but surely go through life, listening to each of their steps, analyzing each of their decisions. And when it comes to relationships, be it friendship or love, their approach is even more cautious. Why? Because for Taurus, a relationship is not a game, not a one-night stand. It's a long-term connection based on fundamental principles, trust, stability, and respect. And Tauruses aren't ready to build something in the sand. High expectations are what sets them apart. They don't take superficial words and beautiful promises on faith. Taurus are looking for partners with whom they can not only fall in love, but also build something serious. It's not just love at first sight. It's a choice. It's a realization that only a person who shares their values can become a true life partner. Taurus don't like surprises in a relationship. They want to understand what they can count on and be sure of their choice. And this choice for them is a very serious matter. Love for Taurus is not a passing fancy, but a deep affection that passes the test of time. However, behind this selectivity is a hidden fear, the fear of being betrayed. The fear that invested feelings and trust may be cheated. Taurus can't afford to lose their inner confidence in relationships, so they often close themselves off from the world, especially if they feel they risk losing their emotional security. Loneliness becomes for them not just a vacation, but a protection, from betrayal, from deception, from disappointment. If they are not sure of a person, if they do not feel completely safe, they would rather be alone than let someone into their heart. This is the deep wisdom of Taurus. They realize that quality is always more important than quantity. What matters to them in a relationship is not who, but how. Taurus don't seek to have a lot of superficial connections or friends that come and go. They need every person in their lives to be important, meaningful, real. They want to trust their surroundings, and if that trust isn't there, it's better to be alone than surrounded by people with whom they have no genuine connection. Loneliness for Taurus is not the end. On the contrary, it is a way to maintain their inner integrity. At times, Tauruses know that only in solitude can they maintain their mental harmony. They are ready to wait, ready to find the very person who will be for them a support, a friend and a partner. And until that person is there, they can happily enjoy their own company, knowing that this choice is their personal strategy for maintaining wholeness and inner balance. Vanga and her perspective on Taurus. Vanga. How much mystery and magic is associated with this name. She had an amazing gift of prediction that allowed her to see what was hidden from the eyes of others. And perhaps that is why her predictions about Taurus are so accurate, penetrating into the very essence of this sign. What was she saying about Taurus? How can her cryptic words explain the tendency of this sign to loneliness? Vanga always emphasized that loneliness is not always a tragedy. It's not always the absence of something important or a dreaded empty space. On the contrary, for Taurus, loneliness can be a gift, an opportunity to look deeply inside oneself and find answers to the most important questions. Vanga said that solitude opens doors to inner transformation, and it is in moments of solitude that Taurus can experience profound transformation. It's not an empty pastime, it's an invaluable chance for self-discovery. Taurus, more than anyone else, understands the value of silence. And it's not just about pining for emptiness. This is a time when their soul is cleansed, when they get rid of the superfluous to find the most important thing. According to Vanga, solitude can be a source of strength. It is not a retreat into the shadows, not an escape from reality. It is the ability to review your life, to sort yourself out, to rethink your goals and desires. For Taurus, through this solitude, real miracles happen, they regain their inner strength, renew their soul and spirit. Vanga said, Taurus can be happy only when they find harmony in their inner world. They cannot be happy in the chaos of the outer world if there is no peace and order within. This is an accurate description of Taurus. Their solitude is their way of finding harmony, order and meaning in life. It is only when they achieve this inner balance that they can be truly happy. One of the most profound aspects that Vanga revealed concerned Taurus' search for their place in life. She said, Tauruses need to find their way in silence, in solitude. It is in solitude that they will be able to hear themselves and realize what they need for happiness. This thought is one of the keys to understanding why Tauruses so often choose solitude. It's not an escape from the world, but a desire to find their own path that often can't be found in the crowds or the hustle and bustle of everyday life. Solitude for Taurus is not a burden. It is a path to a deep realization of one's purpose. It's a chance to be yourself, to purge yourself of unnecessary things and remember what's really important. And perhaps that is why Vanga predicted that in solitude Taurus can find its greatest strength, the ability to be strong, independent and harmonious without depending on external factors. It is in this solitude that Taurus can discover their true nature, realizing that they are not just those absorbed in the world of feelings, but sources of inner strength who are able to create harmony and beauty in their lives on their own. Loneliness as a path to self-expression. Taurus loneliness is not a sign of sadness, but a chance to reveal their true essence. For them, solitude is a moment for self-expression, a way to understand themselves and their needs, to free themselves from the pressure of the outside world. In solitude Taurus find a space for inner freedom, where their true talents and dreams can come to light. When they are alone with themselves, Tauruses are not just resting. This is a time for creativity, deep self-discovery, and achievement. They can become masters in art, science or philosophy, as solitude helps them focus and unlock their potential. In moments of solitude, Tauruses put their thoughts in order and find their life purpose. Solitude for Taurus is not a barrier, but a powerful tool for self-expression and finding their way. It is their way of creating something truly valuable and authentic that reflects their inner truth. Accepting loneliness as a strength. Taurus loneliness is not a weakness. It is a strength. A strength that helps him or her move forward despite external challenges and difficulties. When the world begins to speak too loudly, when the voice of society drowns out the inner voice, Tauruses find their salvation in solitude. Solitude for them is not an escape, but a path to self-development, a way to strengthen their inner strength and harmony. It is a time when they can gather their strength, reassess their goals, and return to the world with new understanding and determination. Taurus teaches us an important truth: being alone is not always lonely. It is a valuable time for self-discovery and deep change. Loneliness becomes a time when they can see themselves without external distortions, realize who they really are, and not be afraid of it. It is a period of cleansing from stereotypes and societal pressures. Taurus shows how strong one can be, finding their place in the world, and how important it is to be honest with themselves. For anyone who is willing to understand and accept themselves, the solitude of Taurus is the key to inner peace and success. It is not a space for regret or longing, but a golden opportunity for growth and transformation. Taurus' solitude is its personal power. And it is in this solitude that his brightest achievements are born. Ultimately, solitude for Taurus is not a sign of weakness, but the secret to his strength and success.